How's it going, folks? This is Wayne Hart, back with another lesson and something a little bit different today. We're doing a bass lesson, but having said that, it's going to work. You know, you could play this riff on an acoustic guitar as well. And I Want to Be Adored probably about 5 years ago. It was a very, very popular tutorial. So I talk about sort of this bass line and how you can, you know, incorporate that into playing it acoustically. So I'm going to put a link to that. It's going to be the first link in the comments below. So if you haven't seen that lesson, which was a very popular lesson, if you want to check that out. We were quite a young looking Wayne Hart, I think beardless, and obviously I think it was about 5 years ago, so if you want to check that out. But I do dabble in a little bit of bass. I'm not a bass player. I play with a pick. I know a lot of proper bass players play with the fingers, so I play it sort of the guitar way. But I think it's good thing to get into. I think it's great for getting in a band. Loads of bands are always after bass players. So I thought I'd do a very popular bass line by one of the best bands ever, the Stone Roses. So and it's quite easy to play even for a beginner. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so this is in standard tuning, and first of all, I'm not going to talk about the notes. I'm going to talk about it, you know, more or less in tab form. So we're going to want 3 on the low E string, and we're going to play that 4 times. Okay, so. And then we're going to go to the 5th fret, that will be on the A string, and we're going to play that 4 times. So we got back to the 3rd fret on the low E, so we got. But when we go back to the A after the 2nd time we play the E, we're going to. It's nice to get this little slide in, so we're sliding from 5 to 7, and then we go back to the 5 on the A, so we got this. So we'll put that together, we've got okay, and then we're going to slide the 1st finger up to the 7th fret on the A, and we're going to pick the 9th fret out on the A as well, so the little riff at the end there. And I think it's nice at the end of that to put an open A string in. So if we put that together really, really slowly, we got okay, now that's pretty much dominant throughout the song. So the only different bit is we got this little sort of middle 8 bit. Now I don't know if this is the exact way, but it certainly fits, you know, around with the guitar, what the guitars are doing. So it's going to be the 5th fret, and we're going to go to the 3rd fret and then do an open A string at the end. So we got 5 5 5 5 3 3 3 off. That 8 times, and on the last time we just hold on the 5th fret on the A string. So and we go back into there. So we got 3 3 3 3 5 5 5 5 3 3 3 3 5 7 5 7 7 7 7 7 7 7 7 9 7 7 9 7 7 0. Pretty much all you're going to need. Okay, so thanks very much for watching it. You all dug that. Like I said, something a little bit different today, and I'm not a bass player, but I do sort of dabble in bass a little bit, obviously because I do a few home recordings and things like that, so I like to put my own bass lines in. But I think this is only a cheap bass. I think someone actually gave this to me, but you know, I think it's a great thing to get into, just dabbling around with a little bit of bass, especially if you are quite an experienced guitar player. And it's a great way of getting in a band, because bands are always after bass players. You know, I think there's always positions for bass players. And it's bass players who always get the most action with the girls, because all the boys, whatever, you know, which way ever floats your boat. But I think the bass players, you know, they sort of got no ego. They just pack the stuff up, which is just a bass guitar, a lead and an amp, and off they go. And obviously the singer's full of the ego, the guitarist is packing all his gear up, so is the drummer. So it's always the bass players that get all the action. Well, it always is in my experience anyway. I wish I'd have been a bass player now, so there you go. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you got any other requests for any, not just bass lessons, you know, the regular thing that I normally do, you know, acoustic or classic riff lessons, you can either comment in the post below, or a good way to reach me these days, so I'm Wayne R Guitar on social media, so that will be on Facebook, Twitter, and now also Instagram, and that way you can ping me a personal message over. And as I always say, I always try and reply to messages. Just might take a while to do the request because you've got to respect to get 100, so I do have to handpick them a little bit. But don't let that put you off. Please do keep them coming. It's what keeps this channel going. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks everyone who's subscribed. You could do me a little favour and click that little notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video up, which is either once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week, so that way you can get on top of it. And that just leads me to say have a great morning, day, night, whenever it is you're watching, and I'll catch you for another guitar or bass lesson very soon. Take care.